Hey y'all, hope y'all are doing well. I am going to talk about, going back to college, law school, that sort of thing. And I just have these two brochures here. Y'all can see that. Um, if you're an older person going back to school, if you're older going to law school, I'm gonna give in this video 5 tips for you. I know some people are like fearful of like the unknown, or fear of like going back to college, or fear of just going back to school in general, going back to whether if you're going to law school, if you're 40 years old or you're 50 years old, or going to law school when you're 60 years old. I think there's some good advantages of going back to school when you're older, because you have life experience, work experience. You may have military experience. Um, and I just have these two brochures here. This one is just from George Mason University, and this one is from Delaware Law. You guys can see that. But these particular brochures, how regular colleges and law schools, or any type of school like medical school, they have different statistics on um, what do you call it, different things, just like the entering class numbers, GPA. Sometimes they have the age and things like that. I know some of these brochures that I've gotten in the mail over the past year, I've been, glancing through it. If you're not the typical, you know, 20 something year old, and you're in college, it can make you feel, oh, I don't know, you have like some kind of doubts in your head sometimes. You don't know if you can do it or whatever. I know I had doubts. And also, guys, check out my website. It's www.aliciamenzie.com, and I have another website geared towards the LSAT and law school, and that's www.la I'm sorry, lsatbeyond.com, and I'll leave that information in the description box below, so check that out. Check out the description box. But yeah, as far as the 5 tips is concerned, if you're not the typical 20-year-old, you're like 30 years old and you're going back to college or law school. You're going back to you're going to law school as an older student. If you're 30 years old, 35, 40, 45, 50, I just want to give some tips. The first one, I'm just looking down, and I'm looking down. The first one is bring, your past experiences to light. I know myself, I mentioned this in previous videos, and by the way, go check out my other videos. I mentioned, I was a reporter for 9 years at a newspaper, and as a reporter, I covered court cases. I covered different topics, as well as I covered like I said, court cases, school board meetings, town council meetings, human interest stories. So, if you're applying to law school, you can, like, whatever experience that you have, like with me, I'm going to put that in my personal statement as far as that is concerned. If you've been in the military, you can add that as well, or other experiences, work experiences that you have, or like if you have another career, like say for instance, if you were, let's say, a teacher, and you decide, oh, now I want to go to law school to become a lawyer, you can you can talk about the skills that you gain as a teacher, and talk about how those can transfer into how you will become a good lawyer, and you can include that into your statement. Another good piece of advice is, and like I said, stay tuned for the rest of this video, because I'm gonna give 5 tips. The first one, of course, I talked about bringing your past experience to light. The second one, which is good, you have like maturity level. You know, especially if there's an amount of maturity as far experience wise. If you're older, like if you're 30 or 40 years old. Um, Also, you know, another tip is to look at it as a mindset. I know when I was younger, I didn't handle money as well. Um, you can be good with like money handling. If you have like already have like debt from like other like school loans or that sort of thing, I advise to there's some like non-traditional scholarships out there for non-traditional students. Look into that. Um, Look into scholarships or grants for like older students or non-traditional students for law school or even just regular college. If like, say for instance, you graduated high school, you've been out of high school for 15 years. Um, and you want to go back to college, and eventually go to law school, you can look at avenues, as far as funding and still taking out a lot of loans. Because I know when you're older, you might have responsibilities like children and paying the mortgage and that sort of thing, and you don't want to take out a lot of student loans, and then by the time you're, let's say, 70 years old or 75 years old, you're still paying on student loans, for your education. But I would say being a good thing about being older also is that you're more disciplined in like preparing for tests, studying, and that sort of thing. And that's number four of like, the good things about going to school at older, going to college or law school older, is that you'll be more disciplined in studying and that sort of thing. You wouldn't want to party or go out with like your friends and do all kinds of like wild and crazy things that you may have done when you were younger. Number five is if you have children, especially if they're like getting to teenage age, you can show them that, or if they are teenagers, you can show them that you have the motivation to go back to school and to pursue your career goals or your second career goals if it's like a second career for you. Like I said previously earlier in this video, if you were a teacher or if you were a nurse, or let's say you used to be just someone that was like a retail store manager, just a manager, and you want to decide to go back to college or law school, you know you can show that you're motivated and that you can show your children time management and motivation and that sort of thing, um, while they're like still like teenagers or maybe a little bit younger. So yeah, guys, that's the five things I wanted to share. Five good things about going to school. You're older, and some tips right there. And yeah, if y'all have any questions, let me know. As some of y'all may already know, I took the LSAT, and I'm in the process of applying to law school. And so I just wanted to offer some information for older students because I'm older. I didn't take the LSAT for the first time until I was 38 years old, and I'm in like 40s now. But yeah, guys. So I just wanted to share that information with you guys. And like I said, like when you get brochures in the mail from different schools, and this is just the law schools, yeah, you can read through them, and read the statistics, and don't let like the average ages get to you, because a lot of these average ages, I know of them, they said the average age is 24 to go to law school, to enter into law school, or the average age is 26, or the average age is 27. Like if you're in your 30s, 40s, and or 50s, that's okay. So yeah, check out my other video where I talked about this topic, and I'll leave it in the cards above. So I hope y'all have a great day and have a good one. Bye.